G'day punters, welcome to a very special edition of the WA Mailbag. We're here on course at Bunbury Turf Club for the Bunbury Stakes, and Dates, looking forward to a good day.
Pete, punters, hello folks. Looking forward to getting on the home track and hopefully finding a few winners.
We do apologise for the wind if it is causing a bit of an issue. It's a bit of a strong southerly to start the day, so for the first 4 or so races we'll be looking more at potential leaders. We had a walk of the track, probably the inside, true rail. It's probably the best place to be at 6 metres or so. Is probably not too bad either, but it's a pretty even track, so I think it's more going to be the wind that will be causing a few issues. But we'll basically go through the quaddie leagues, the first 4 or 5 races. Anything of interest for the most part?
Nah, pretty average, like I say, just trying to find the leaders and see how the track plays early and hopefully get a bit more confidence for later on in the card.
Yeah, there's just a few shorties there, so you just want to make sure, I guess, get confirmation that they're doing the job that they're expected to do. So we'll start with race 6, 1200 metres. We've got a very short favourite here with King's Authority. Opened up around the $1.80 mark. It's now into $1.50. It's a former Victorian horse. Round the point, $3 out to 5. Hyperspace $6.50 out to $7.50, and now Bonnie Girls $8. Groover Shaker, first start for a new stable as well. The Willis team is $16, and it's upwards the rest. Just that simple on the first leg of the quaddie?
Oh, I think so, unless we are forecasting a little bit of rain, so if it comes in early and pisses down, then the one in this race that has shown some wet form is Groover Shaker, so it'll be interesting to see if the money does come, if the rain comes, and but other than that, I think the fade just wins.
Yeah, I would have thought so. It was a good enough performance on debut. I thought the yard parade was maybe a little bit, looked like the horse had a lot to come in condition. So I guess that's probably the concern. I just want to have another look at it today. But yeah, Groover Shaker is really the only other horse that I had interest in. Thought Hyperspace, they've got a bit of an opinion about the horse, but it needs to show it from the punting form side of things. So outside of that, I thought our Bonnie Girl paraded really well last start. So that's probably the other horse that I could give some respect to, but it's not a race I'll be jumping into, I don't think, at this stage, outside of quaddie interests. All right, we'll kick on race 7 on the card. 1,000-metre race, so this is probably more of a true indication of how the track will be playing. Favourite is Thunderplump, $3.60. Just a Fluke has been backed. It's now under $4. It was around the $4.80 mark. Thunderplump actually opened 6, so that's also been backed. Ken2, 5 out to $5.50. Fork Handles, 5 to $6.50. Together We Dreams, the same quote. Firemaker, $8.50. Upwards the rest. I've been following Just a Fluke for a while. It's been scratched a few times. It appears here Mitchy Payton sticks. I think that's probably the way I'd be going in this race. Keen to see how Firemaker returns though. Firemaker has some pretty decent form behind better gallopers than most of these, so they're probably the 2 that I'd be looking at in this race.
Yeah, I was pretty similar. Pretty keen to follow that Fabergino form after it stacked up on the weekend. Just a Fluke maps forward if it's going to be on pace, and I think that's probably going to be the most suited horse. The other one from Barrier 1 was Fraternised. Want to see how it parades first up. It ran very well first up here last prep, so Barrier 1 should get every chance there. So it parades well, and we might get chubby odds on that depending on how the market goes. So
I must say I haven't found any chubbies for this.
I found one.
Well, that's good going. For those who haven't seen or listened to our podcast before, we do try and throw out chubby bets. It's where we go wide and try and find something over 20 to 1 that will win. And we've been doing pretty well recently, but I'm not sure this is necessarily the meeting that I'll be finding one, but Dates is pretty keen somewhere. All right, race 8, it's the Bunbury Stakes. It's a feature race over 1,400 metres. Favourites out for Sky, it's $4.80 out to $5.50 to $2.65. Been absolutely debilitated. It's heavy raged. Akanar Star 6, Vital Silver $4.40 out to 6, Celebrity Dream $4.80 out to 6, Rebel King My Boy $6.50 out to 9, Variation $4.40 out to $9.50, Tell 'Em We're Coming 41 into 10, My Greek Boy 15 to 12. Falcon Crest has been 51 out to 71, back into 34. Pushing Shapes 26 out to 51, and Delicate Misses 90 to 1. Yikes! All right.
Big markets.
Yeah. Well, I thought Rebel King's been racing in great form. I know he's my own horse, but I mean, he arguably should have won last start. He won the start before. His form's good. The horse is feeling well, which is half his battle. And really, if he if he maintains any of that form, and if there's any sort of favour to being on the inside of the track, he's pretty hard to beat. I just probably needs that little bit of galloping room, but I'm sure Mitchie will try and get him off the fence a little bit sooner this time round. Variation is a horse I respect, but it was short enough at 440. Around that $10 mark's probably a bit nicer.
Yes, the pad's on too.
Yeah, that's probably the concern, the pad's going on, but it's a horse of immense talent.
Ran very well here, first up last prep as well.
Yeah, and look, I can understand money coming for telling we're coming because it actually returned with a personal best.
Yeah.
So 41 was probably too great a price, but $10, that's probably short enough for me now. Any other angles for this?
I don't want anything to do with Alpha Sky at that price. This is probably the best field it's ever faced. It's got to be able to do what it did early last start and then carry on with it and keep that same pressure up the whole race, where it dropped off pretty remarkably last prep and just nothing can make up 4 lengths on the bend. So it's going to face much tougher opposition here. If it can beat this field, then it's going places very fast. So happy to take it on. Like yourself, was interested in Rebel King. I think it's been racing well. Naps well here. Mitchell will do everything to get out in the straight. The one at odds, I thought felt impressed that the 80s they put up was way over the odds. Races very well fresh. Races very well here. Ran third this race last prep. I think that was first up from memory.
Yep.
I think from 4, tried pretty well. Happy to have something on at the chubby odds. Probably 50s if they're by come race on.
Sounds good. Okay, last race on the card. Strong Heart, $3.70 out to $3.90, back into $2.45 for Willie Pike. Stairway to the Moon, $3 out to $3.20. Golgotha, $6.50 into $5.50. UMI, 10 out to 13, back into 6. Rayani, 17 to 16. Eliza's Dream, 26 into 19. I'll throw out Pure Talk, which is 23 out to 26, back into 23.
Especially if it rains.
Yeah. Pure Talk ran a PB last start. It was a really strong race. The horse I do have time for, he ran 4th on that occasion. I think he's suited by that distance range as well. So for me, coming out of a reasonably strong run race, I'll probably throw out Pure Talk as my one chubby on the card. I have to respect Strong Heart, but the price is short enough. Golgotha's been okay. UMI is probably not the worst price. Damien Lane riding for his old man, so that's probably want to try and finish the day on a high. But look, Pure Talk's small bet for me in the last.
Yeah, agree, Pure Talk, especially if it rains. But if it does rain, I'll be even keener on Golgotha. I think it's just set up perfectly. This prep finally draws an alley. Sean O'Donnell goes on from barrier 1, probably gets every chance. It'll probably be on speed. It's been happened to go back and make long sustained runs because it hasn't drawn a barrier or prep. So happy to be with it on the each way basis, especially the current quote. I think it's a good way to finish the day each way in the last.
All right, very good. Any other best bets that we haven't mentioned?
No, pretty keen on the last half of the card. First half of the card looks like a bit of a crapshoot. Sophie's Song, if it is leaders, probably pisses in. It and Rebel Knight, who has since found form, both cleared out from the field by about 3 lengths last time they raced. So I think here, if it's leaders, if Carberry can get a good steer and get a good kick on the bend, it'd be very, very hard to run down.
That's Sophie's Song and race too. It's about even, so look, if you like playing shorties, that's probably the best shorty on the card, I would imagine.
Yep.
Alrighty, Dates. Been good. We're off. He's off to a function. I'm off to talk to people. Only on course though. It's not going anywhere else, so we thought we'd film this and send it off. But we'll be back here on Sunday for the Bunbury Cup. In the meantime, we'll be back on the 5 for 5 podcast, courtesy of the Mailbag, on Thursday night.
Yep.
So for those keen who want a few chubbies, we'll be throwing out our best for mascot, and we'll do our Bunbury preview as well on the same night. So we have bumper podcast edition Thursday night. Head to the Mailbag if you're keen. Otherwise, Dates, it's been good.
As always, Pete. Good luck, guys. Have a good day.
Go well, punters.